welcome back to my channel. I am Aubrey. If you are new to my channel, I am a retired registered nurse, and I am also a holistic natural hair care stylist that also specializes in all the curls. So there was a question from my last video that they really wanted me to go more in depth into how I transition from the medical field to becoming a hairstylist. Many people hate their jobs. I won't tell anybody, but that is the reality. And they are looking for something new, something that they are even passionate about. And they have been scared to jump off into something new. These are some tips that were highly requested for just some ways to transition, how to build that bridge from your current place of employment to basically becoming an entrepreneur, working for yourself. And so there's many things that have to be taken into consideration when you do this. And so I'm here to share my experience with you all, and hopefully it's something that you can benefit from. So stay tuned. Let's get into it. The absolute first thing I'm going to start off with is know your why. Know why you want to transition to this particular field. I mean, is it because you're a people person? You at least have to like people. You may not, just be over the top with being a people person, but you got to be able to deal with people. And most people in the medical field, medical background, they are used to interacting with people on a very, very intimate level. And so this is a no-brainer for you guys. Also, do you find yourself maybe doing hair, makeup, brows, whatever it is in the beauty industry? Maybe you're just doing it for friends. They always ask you to do their hair or their makeup for particular events. And you just do it for free because you love it. You enjoy it. And you just love making people feel good about themselves because, that's what you enjoy doing. So it has to be a passion. This is not a plaything. If you want it to be a hobby, continue to be a hobby. That's great. That's something that you like doing. It's good. But anything that you're passionate about and you're willing to do it for free, yes, you have to be willing to do this for free before you can even start to think about making money in this industry, because there will be a lot of opportunities for you to hone your craft by practicing, and you don't want to charge people when you really don't know what you're doing. Gotcha. All right, let's move on to number 2. And these aren't in any particular order other than that first one. The next one is something that I think people really underestimate is, can you comfortably stand on your feet for extended periods of time? Baby, these are the shoes that I wear. You cute from the face to the ankles, but you best take care of your feet. And anybody in the medical field already knows this, but in case you are a person that is watching this video and you're coming from another field of work, another career perhaps, definitely, especially if you are sitting all day, you have to ask your question. Ask this question to yourself. Does my back and my knees cooperate? Do they have longevity? Do you have core strength? These are things that are absolutely necessary for a stylist to have, especially if you're entering into the field past 35. I'm just going to say what I said. So, number 3, do you have flexibility in your schedule? If you've been used to working a 9 to 5, you clock in, you clock out, you go home, mind your business, you ain't doing, you do whatever you want to do, you off on every weekend. This ain't it. Weekends, working for holidays, getting prepared for holidays, that flexibility of making your own schedule and just doing all the things as an entrepreneur, it looks good on social media, doesn't it? It does. But that's not the reality of how it's going to start out, boo. That's just not the way it works. So you have to be available when your clients, your ideal clients, are typically available. If they're working 9 to 5, then you have to be available after 5. And so you have to build that clientele up first before you can start to say, hey, these are the days, or you might need to become a Saturday client, and then you can reduce your schedule as you see fit. But while you're building, there has to be some flexibility. That's just the way it works. All right, let's talk about how you're going to even acquire the education. I believe that looking into beauty colleges versus a cosmetology program, that you really need to balance those two out. There are pros and cons of both. In a tech school, you have to take at least 1 or 2 semesters of like basic English, math, maybe a computer program or something to that sort. But one of the disadvantages of that is it takes longer. And so it can take a good year. Or if you've not had any of those things, it could even take a year and a half. Versus a beauty school, you're going in and you're going right to the practical things, the theory, the principle, and the practicum. So that is what makes beauty school sometimes very appealing, in my opinion. Now, one pro about going to maybe a technical college is that you can get maybe some financial aid. Even though I had a bachelor's degree, because this is a diplomaed program, you do not have to worry about having had a bachelor's degree already. You can still get a Hope Scholarship if you live in the state of Georgia. And so therefore, I did not have to pay for any of the 3 semesters that I attended the technical school because of the mere fact that it was a diploma program. And so I was able to get financial aid. And I'm not talking about loans. I'm talking about Hope Scholarship. So I owed no money. So then there's the private schools like the Aveda school. You're going to pay top tier for that, baby. And I personally don't think it's worth it. Simply because $20,000 and $30,000 worth of debt, you've got to make sure that it is going to be a good return on your investment. And starting out, that's all you're going to be making. So there's no need to get into debt that way. The other con that I see for being in a set beauty program, so far as the cosmetology program for beauty schools or at the tech school, is that they have set hours. They either have morning classes or night classes. Now, if you work 9 to 5, or if you work shifts at the hospital, that can pose an issue for you. So is there another option? Yes, there is. Hold on a second. Let me get it for you. I had to go check on my client under that dryer. You know, y'all be trying to get from under that dryer too fast. You're like, is it dry yet? No. So anyway, what is the option here? If neither of those options can really work, you can't see your way using either of those options right now, think about an apprenticeship. Yes, I did both. I apprenticed first because working at the hospital, oh my gosh, I could not see how I could go to school at the same time as going to the hospital. And that apprenticeship allowed me to have a lot more flexibility. So I did this for 4 years, and I almost had all my hours, which You're responsible as the apprentice for logging in your hours. So you have to keep a little log of all your hours, and you're practicing, and either on real clients or on, mannequin heads and whatnot. And I actually had a stylist that I was working under her license, because that's what you do when you're an apprentice. You actually go to a salon and you find a stylist that is willing to allow you to apprentice under her license. And you may act as a shampoo assistant, but she also may allow you to take your own clients, which is what I did. And you may even have to pay for this apprenticeship, which is appropriate if they're spending time helping you to learn and all of the things. The fortunate part that I had was I had 8 stylists in the salon that I could draw energy from, learn from. I could sit in their rooms and watch them work. And I was taking it all in, because each one had a specialty, something that they were really good at. And so I was enriched. My apprenticeship was awesome. However, what I did learn was that I still needed the theory and the principles. And so in order for me to feel confident going to state board, because I can promise you ain't nothing what they did was state board approved. Your basic stuff, perhaps, but when you get out of school, you start to learn and you start to create your own way of doing things. So I needed to learn how to pass the state board. So therefore, I decided that I would go on to school. And that's when I spent 3 semesters at the tech school. And that was in 2010. So from 2006 to 2010, apprentice for 4 years. From 2010 to, for 3 semesters, basically, I went to school. My instructor basically kicked me out. He said, hey, you're ready. Get out of here. You don't need to graduate. You don't need a diploma. You already have a bachelor's degree. All you need to do is be able to pass state board and get your license. That's the whole point. And so I was very nervous, but of course I went on and did it. And so having that theory and the principle, but I also had a lot of practice behind my belt, a lot of experience that actually put me in such a better position to actually start to work on my own. So what is the next tip that I have for you? In your current environment, don't look at that job like, oh my God, I gotta go in. Oh my God, I hate it here. That may be true. It may be a place that you just dread going every single day. You got to pray. You got to sit on the side of the bed and just try to figure out how you're going to just make it through the day. So if that's the case, change your perspective. And the reason why I say that is because every single place has things that you can learn from, whether it's their systems, how they manage people, how they operate appointments, how do they charge, what are the systems that makes this job work? Because I guarantee you, it's a business and you will be running a business. And if you've never had any experience in business before you start to work for yourself as a master cosmetologist or an esthetician or whatever it is in the beauty field that you niche down to, you will start to understand that you need business acumen. And the best way is to start to observe functioning businesses. How do they stay afloat? Because this will help you get into a business mindset, an entrepreneur mindset, to allow you to adopt skills that will transfer. These are skills that are transferable into your own business. I hope that makes sense for you. And start picking up classes, going to classes that doesn't require a license to attend. So you can start to build your knowledge, start to get introduced into the beauty industry and how it operates. And of course, it's going to allow you to be that creative person that you really like to be. But as you transition, you will start to allow yourself to be more motivated every time you go into work. You will have something new to think about. You will have basically your brain is starting to reconnect or to connect in different ways that it never did before. And so your mental grid starts to shift. And so how you see things, how you react to things, it will be different. So maybe you got people to get on your nerves. Maybe you're a social worker and you always got these people calling up there and they need this and this. And think of this as a difficult client. Maybe you have a client that is pressure. The pressure, you will have pressure as a stylist. This is not just you just walking in the park and this is cotton candy and rainbows. No, there's some work involved here. And so how do you handle pressurized situations? What is your customer service like now? If you get flared up and you want to match energy, you can't do that when you know that your paycheck depends on how you treat this person. Your skill level may not even be that great, but people care more about how they're treated sometimes than just the skills. I can guarantee you that. So these are just some things that I want to share with you to get your brain percolating. And one more thing before I go. You know how you got the kitchen tissues? You probably have been doing some of those things already, and some of these people can really slay. But while you're at work, even, what I did was I started to leverage existing clients and people at work. I started making them potential clients. So start a rapport with those clients. Start a rapport with your coworkers, the ones that you like. You know what I mean? And when you start to build your rapport with people at your current job, these potential clients will follow you. And they can be white, they can be brown, they can be green. Honey, you want the green ones because they got green. Anyway, this is what I did. On a slow night, working night shift at the hospital, baby, let me tell you something. I was doing eyebrows. Don't tell nobody. I was doing eyebrows, arching them bad boys with a razor, tweezers, whatever. I was cutting hair in empty rooms, in empty labor and delivery room. I was giving them the best cuts of their lives for free. I did it for free. And we had fun. And it was enjoyable. And there was no pressure because guess what? If I messed it up, they weren't paying. They knew I didn't know what I was doing anyway. So it was just fun. So enjoy the things that you find come easy for you, and then take classes for the things that you don't understand and whatnot. So all of that to say, these are some tips that just, I hope, really give you hope, inspire you that you can become an entrepreneur, you can become successful, but you have to take it in baby steps. And I'm here for you if there's more that you would love, because I got a lot more where that came from. I do. So if this video has been helpful to you, please put it down in the comments and give me a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe. Have a good one.